very much uh, in support of the process. They thought it was necessary. I mean, you want to know people need to provide the employment ID. You want the legitimate workers to be able to get government instead of, and it helps a whole lot not to create some wastage. So that was good, but more reports will come and updates will come on that. So we just thought to highlight on that because tomorrow it comes to an end in terms of the official time frame that was set from the 10th of July, last month to the 20th of this month, and today being the 19th. It tells you exactly where it is. So we just thought to highlight that. Today, I have a circular. Before we go to the statutory role of the CSA, which we're going to spend more time on, I will read out a circular. We already sent these circulars out to the various HRs. So we thought on our program here on the Civil Service Hour, we thought to lay more emphasis on that. Is from the Director General Office of the Honorable Director General, or Honorable Josiah F. Jakar Jr. Now, to all civil and public servants, government spending entities, right? The administrative circular governing the conduct of civil and public servants. We thought it was necessary to read that. So let me just read that verbatim. Yeah. So the Civil Service Agency, CSA, as the custodian of the integrity of the civil service, has observed a troubling rise in unbecoming conduct among civil servants. This conduct includes, but is not limited to, dishonesty, unethical behavior, criminal activities, and disrespectful or offensive actions, especially the prevalence of bullying and the use of disrespectful or derogatory and unfounded remarks or directed at superiors and subordinates, both in the workplace, on social or various social and mainstream media platforms, has become increasingly concerning. Such behavior clearly violates Chapter 4, Section 2.1 and 2.2 of the Standing Orders for the Civil Service and the personnel handbooks of various government spending entities. Furthermore, Chapter 9, Section 2 of the Code of Conduct for Public Servants, as contained in the Human Resources Policy Manual revised, charges that a public servant or civil servant should act professionally at all times, should exhibit good conduct at all times, both at work and off duty. He or she shall be honest, faithful, and just, and shall not act in a manner derogatory to the honor or dignity of the public service. Unquote. Therefore, any civil servant engaging in unbecoming conduct will be subject to disciplinary action per the standing orders and other relevant personnel guidelines and regulations governing their respective entities. These measures are not to be taken lightly and are essential to maintaining professionalism, decency, and integrity of the public service. The CSA is unwavering in its commitment to upholding the principles of democracy, including freedom of speech in the workplace. Civil servants are not only allowed but encouraged to express constructive criticism and respectfully engage in policy discussions or employee related matters with their respective management. Doing so responsibly and respectfully is not only their right, but also fosters a positive and healthy work culture. So, this is a circular that came from the Office of the Director General, Honorable Jokario, that of the Civil Service Agency, and we thought to flag it out. We sent it over to all of the HRs to get the staff at the various spending entities of government to read this so that they can take heed to that. So we just taught it as the administrative secular governing the conduct of civil or public servants. And one thing I saw here, they said to superior and bosses. So it cuts across. It's not just for superior, or let's say subordinates or the staff, but it cuts across too. So if a head of entity does the same, those are the same punitive measures that will be taken against that person as would have done with the subordinate. So it cuts across. So we thought to just flag it out on this program. Thank you. Folks, this is the Civil Service Hour, your BC. I am your presenter, Joseph N. Swen, the head of communications and public relations there at the Civil Service Agency. We thought to just bring this out because we are yellow. Another thing we want to focus on today, having gone through the ones we thought we would have, we want to talk on or highlight on the statutory role functions of the Civil Service Agency. I think it is important that we do that. We have done that over and over, but today we want to focus our time on that. So as we maybe we take a few minutes, then we open the lines. Maybe what are your thoughts? But we just want you to stick to your radio, call somebody, invite somebody, and see how best you can focus on the CS. Because sometimes people do not understand the role, the statutory. When we say statutory role, we talk about by law. So civil service agency by law, yeah, is an institution that was created by law. So I'll just read out, then we will do a paraphrase of it, and we explain further. The Civil Service Agency, the CSA for short, of Liberia plays a crucial role in managing the country's civil service. They say the Civil Service Agency has a rich history that dates back decades. Yeah, are some key points about its establishment and evolution. That is the establishment as well. So we say establishment. In 1934, the origins of the civil service in Liberia can be traced back to the creation of the Bureau of Civil Service by an act of the National Legislature. And we know the National Legislature is that body or that branch of government that is responsible for law making, right? So the fact that by law, this is right. So it was established, we said, from 1934. The origins of the civil service in Liberia can be traced back to the creation of the Bureau of Civil Service by an act of the National Legislature. So it was by law. Now, in 1960, the Special Commission on Government Operations was established to organize government operations more efficiently. So you see from 1934 to 1960, so we're coming back to the meantime that it was the CSA now was formally established. So we said 1934, firstly, that was the civil service, and the origin starts from there. Now come to 1960, a special commission on government operations was established to organize government operations more efficiently, government more efficiently. So 1960. Now in 1973, the CSA was formally established by an act of the legislature to increase efficiency in the civil service and act as the central personnel agency for ministries, agencies, and commissions. So sometimes they put it together and say MAX. MAX means ministries, agencies, and conventions. So when people talk about MAX, I say so in 19. So formally, after all of those attempted establishments in 1934, 1960, in 1973, it was formally, that's why they use the word, formally established by an act of legislature to increase. When they say that act, by law, what comes from the legislature once is being enacted upon is a law. So the Civil Service Agency by law is established, and it was established formally by law in 1973. the civil service agency. I just thought to bring you those information so that we will understand sometimes what the civil service agency does is no way in contravention of the is standing order or by law. So it tells us that it has that. So I will tell you the mandate. The mandate and functions, right? Central Personal Action or Agency, it stands for that. So we say the Civil Service or the CSA for short serves as a central government agency responsible for managing the civil service, including planning human capacity needs, recruitment, training, performance management, career development. We talk about the central being the central, that is the hub, that is whatever recruitment that goes on through the process of the civil service, it must go through the civil service agency. Nobody becomes a civil servant without the acquiescence or without going through the rudiments that are being put down and by the civil service agency. So you must pass through the civil service agency because by law it is the agency that has the statutory mandate to recruit all Liberians and make them civil servants. So that is there. There is a policy advice. It provides policy advice to the government of Liberia on key areas such as organization, staffing, pay and benefits, pension, conditions of service, and human resource development. So, in terms of that's why you see the civil service agency is responsible for uh, they determine your pay, your staffing. You must tell them they have to be in the know of the staffing. They want to know in terms that's what we talk about the attendance. We want to know the performance, all about your staff. This because the CSA is the central. We continue to lay emphasis on the central agency that's responsible for their employment within the civil service year. So that's why we have to be in the know. The civil service has to be in the know of the. It provides policy advice, that is, it advises you or every entity, ministry, agency, or commission. The civil service is there by law to advise you on those policies in terms of how you organize your ministry, how you carry out your staffing, how you bring people on board, you relieve them. There's the pay and benefits. What are the pay? I mean, you got to be in certain category, certain bracket. You don't just wait. The pension, before people become pension or go through retirement, the civil service. So a whole lot in condition of service, performance as well. People need to perform. So it tells you all about the human resource development, right? It's an independent body. When they say the civil service agency is an independent body, it simply means the civil service, because you want to take away any biasness or any manipulation from any ministry. So it is an independent body. The civil service reports by law, it reports strictly and only to the presidency. The president is the one who is the head in terms of the director general reports to the presidency, the president. So it tells you that no ministry, no agency, no commission has that statutory power over the civil service. The civil service stands independently but reports to the presidency. So it tells you, we just thought to flag those ideas, the thoughts, so that we will, as Liberians, as civil servants, we will try to understand those basic information. So the civil service has been actively involved in modernizing the civil servants, like our civil service by aligning HR policies with international best practices and developing new tools and training. So, like as the world is evolving, it is only befitting that leaders within the civil service agency are there to, make whatever policy that is there to be in line with our international best practice. So it tells you exactly what it is. So we just thought to give you some of those information so that we get to understand where we are. We talk about the core function, right? The core function, we talk about HR, the human resource management. The CSA plans human resource capacity needs, oversees the selection and recruitment process, and ensures the development and retention of skilled personnel. we talk about the human resource management. It's divided. When it comes to policy, we just talked to lay more emphasis, policy formulation and implementation. The CSA develops and implements HR policies, including workforce adjustment strategies, performance management, and training programs. So it's also the performance management. I mean, you see our team, we have a division. The civil service agency is divided into various divisions. You have, and one of those divisions is the performance management division. The management services division. And then performance force owner is one of the core functions of that division. So what it does is that it goes out, it liaises with the various spending entities, the 1 to 3 spending entities, and see how best, because you can have somebody on job and they're not producing. And then when they're not producing, you want to ascertain as to why they're not producing. Because sometimes people are placed on job. It's not that they are in debt, right? Or they don't know anything, but because maybe the rightful logistics or environment is not being provided. So take for instance, if you call somebody as a clerical staff, that person is a clerk in the office, but you don't provide computer and other things, but yet you claim that the person is not effective. No, not at all. So the performance management, the management system is there to liaise with people and see why you see the person not performing, but why, but you have to provide the policies and directions so that, making the workplace environment a very, very serviceable place, so that one of the things it does. Okay. Monitoring evaluation. The CSA also does that. The CSA monitors and evaluates the performance of civil servants and the effectiveness of HR policies. We have another division that is within the civil service agency that is monitoring evaluation. What it does that we talk about is we talk about the attendance record. I mean, we've come up with policies and we share it out to the various HRs. That's why we have a chat room where we have all of the HRs. Everything that comes up, we send it there so that they will be abreast of it, because we don't want excuses and we want for the work areas to be as efficient and effective as it should be on the basis of international standards. So we tailor all of those things so people are aware. So the monitoring evaluation divisions is there to liaise with the various spending entities as well. When one of the things that usually you look at the attendance, there are some people who when I work, I mean, the hair counts has the exercise has come up with so many, has uncovered a lot. People they don't go to work, or they go to work in days. Some people go to work in days, maybe because the standing order says 14 days absent in a month. It's an automatic resignation or dismissal. If you miss 14 days in a month, so people will go 10 days for this month. I mean, they miss 10 days when they know it's reaching 14. The next month, maybe because it says 14 days in the month, so they skip it. But then again, there's something there. If you continue to do that, when they have a track of you always skipping days and missing days, and it seems you're trying to be smart, then the law comes back haunting you. So that's the law. So you created the situation for yourself. So the monitoring evaluation has laid more emphasis on the attendance. People need to go to work. The best way you can get work out of people is to make them effective when they go to work. How do you account for them when they are home and they don't go to work? So the best way is of making sure that people go to work, and people have to go to work. If there's any reason why you don't go, you have to write. The processes are there. That's why we continue to encourage civil servants, HRs, or head of institutions to make the standing orders available. Do not keep because we printed a lot of them and we distributed them to the various spending entities of government. We did. And we thought it was necessary to do that. So we want people to read the standing orders, because if you read the standing order as a minister, you will make decisions within. If you read the standing order as HR, you will advise both, because the HR itself as the bridge between the standing, the head of institution as well as staff. So they need to be more knowledgeable on these things. And again, as civil servants, you have to know, because ignorant of the law it does not excuse you if you are caught in the situation. So we just thought to give you that. We try to come up with all of the highlights so that you take. So we open the lines so that we can hear from you, from all of what we said and other things, so that this is a program of civil service wherever you are in whatever part of the country you are. This is a program. We open the lines so that we can hear from you and give your own points. So that we thought to give you highlights on some of these things so that we can all be informed. So again, 077018609 is the orange to call. The Lone Star is 0880393981, 077018609, 088039391. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of this program. This is the Civil Service Hour. I'm your presenter, Joseph N. Swen, the head of communications and public relations at the agency. So, open the lines now. You can make your calls. Let us get your views. What are your concerns of all of what we've said, and as well as I think we have a caller here. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, how are you, sir? I'm Roger Brown calling from the John Village Bell.
Okay, your concern, please.
My concern here is my uncle works at the Temple Justice Criminal Court. He's the clerk of Criminal Court. He falls sick. And when I want to do the hair count, he wasn't there. And CSC boss took the man out of favor completely.
You felt sick. He felt sick, and he just sent an excuse.
They took a man out of payroll. Once you acquire a book, he's going down with stroke. Send letter to the court, to the West Bureau. They took the man off the payroll.
So there is something called blocking when we have a situation as such. We block. We don't take you off payroll. So I will encourage you to come to the civil service office. Yeah, I think you know where we are. If you are in Montserrat, you know where our office is. The ministerial complex. So come there, and then we can send you to the office. So, but then okay. So let's take another call. Okay, we'll make the caller. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Jimmy I'm calling from New Georgia's office.
Okay, your concern, please. Jimmy, you want to change your direction, please?
Yeah.
Your location.
Thank you very much. This kind of program, I hope there will be another time to go over this program for the benefit of Liberians, especially people who try to make trouble for the civil service. I think by the guideline you just read, I've got to know that the civil servant should not be disturbed. They are under the jurisdiction of the president. And if people think that they are representative or they are senator, and they can get the civil servant anytime, and then instead they can go implore their relatives and get anybody, I don't think this is fun. This is the beginning of corruption. And this is the reason why this country has not moved forward. 177 years, people just take their relative behind closed doors, say, Sean Bob, dress, or sweetheart, dress, let's go, I'll put your name in the payroll. This is not correct.
Okay, we got your point, bro. We have other callers on the line. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Hello?
Yeah, my name is Jessica calling about me.
Okay, welcome to the show, the Civil Service Hour.
Yeah, thank you too. I want to know how far the health count going. The health count going has. Then I want to know to hear your opinion on the PCC in the health count.
You made a PCC?
Yeah. Maybe you are true with them.
Okay, so we you know that it started on the 10th and it's ending tomorrow. So, but you know we concluded all of those things. But you can inquire for your HR. But again, thank you for calling.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So again, the numbers to come 077018609. That's the orange to call. The Lone Star 0880393981. 81. Yeah, on the civil service hour, we want to hear from you. You can make your calls. Let us your consent. So we will while we are waiting calls, we'll still be giving. I think we have another caller. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
You're fine. Your name, where you calling from? You want to relocate a little bit, move from the monitor?
Okay.
Okay, we missed that one. Please, when you call in, just walk away from the monitor. We have another. Hello?
Hello.
Your name, where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Ghana in Nigeria too.
Okay, Emmanuel, your point, sir.
Yeah, I got two issues for you to please clarify.
Please go strictly.
One has to do with illness. If somebody ill and they on medical leave, what is the procedure that one of the second one is the person in hospital and you went for your verification and the person was not there and the person come back on the verification, can they come back to your office?
Okay, thank you, Imada. So I've just answered because we don't have anybody. So the thing is that when you're sick, you are obviously got to liaise with your HR and send for excuse, right? Yeah. So you send for excuse, go to the hospital. Now when you are the hospital for the information or the team went to do the verification, the team liaises with your HR. So it is only obvious that the HR will inform the team that Emmanuel is at the hospital, right? So it is there. So once you return from that and you go back to the HR will now write to the CSA. It is not you, the individual, coming. So that take, for instance, if you have a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever number it is, the HR writes, oh, you came, but Emmanuel was sick, and these are the evidence, the documents to prove, because you must have, you have to show us or report on that. So Emmanuel, I think that it. Okay, Mario. Okay, thank you. So we have another caller. Okay, we missed that call. So that's Emmanuel. I hope you got the information. I think you can still make your calls. We got a few more minutes, like say 5 more minutes, it will be out of here. So just make your point. We just thought to bring you some statutory highlights in terms of the role of the Civil Service Agency. It tells you that the Civil Service Agency is statutory, has a statutory mandate that is since 1973. That institution or agency was formally established, to supervise, to manage employment within the civil service of that government or the public sector. So it is by law. Whatever we do is within the confines of the law. So we just saw again 0803939 now 81 is the number to call. 0770186 or 098 the orange to call. You can make your points. Let us discuss the civil service. You are a civil servant, join the conversation again. Okay, we missed another call. You can change your location to be a part of the program. We have another call. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello, your name and where you calling from?
This is Peter Bena. I'm calling from Bapulu.
Oh, Bapulu in the western region. Yeah, good.
I got concerns.
Yeah, please do it fast.
How is civil servant responsible for upon hiring? Are they responsible to determine salary for the employee or the girl agency or ministry?
Okay.
Because in the case of me, like for instance, I'm a resident county surveyor for Bapulu.
Yeah.
And how is it compared to other persons that would search a position for other line ministries, like maybe resident engineer, or public work, the resident NO surveyor, or health practitioner in the county.
Okay.
Because I see the disparity in salary. They are very wide. Like for me, I can say at least holding that title.
Okay. So you ask a question you want me to answer, please?
Yeah, number one. And number two.
Oh, okay.
This headcount that is ongoing.
Yeah.
How is it being done? Because, like for me, I have been employed since 2004. I was 22 when I got employed with Ministry of Mines and Energy, and then later we got transferred to the Development Authority.
Okay, that go fast now.
This is my 20 years in service.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the headcount was done, and to our understanding, I think there were almost like 160 persons that were.
But you went through the exercise too. Let's get it straight now. You went through the exercise. Other people on the line. We're running out of time. You could be the last person. You went through the exercise, right?
Exactly. I went through
Okay, and you provided all of what they asked for. You provided what they asked for, right?
everything.
Okay, so you are civil. So you are civil. So you are civil servant. So you are civil servant. So you understand the fact that you provided everything they asked for. It meant it simply means that you understood what the entire exercise for. So your first question is that who determines the salary? Obviously, it's the civil service, right? And it is based on, so it is not an individual entity that determines that. You have a bracket and all of those things. So it is the civil service who does that. Let me take another call, please. Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. Oh, we missed this, sir. You can call back. Just one more call, then we wrap it up. We out of time, and sorry we came very late because of some unforeseen circumstances. But again, we need to always have the show, like you always said. It's important that we inform ourselves as civil servants what the civil service, the statutory role of the civil service agency, our own as civil servants. Let me make this clear as we wrap up. This standing orders for civil service is like you have the constitution of the country. As a civil servant, what guides you is the standing order. So we encourage head of institutions, head of agency, ministries, commission to make sure we have one more. We'll take this last call of the way. Hello, please wait. Hello? Yeah, your background is noisy. Okay, please, your background noise will not take you away. So, like we said, we're wrapping up. The standing orders, please, civil servants, read the standing orders. As HROs, please read the standing orders and keep educating your staff, the employees, on the standing orders. As head of institution, it is always good to know the standing orders so you are guarded. Because if you make any decision, we're not taking a call now. We out of time already. We make any decision that is outside of the standing orders. I mean, once we have the grievance committee, they want to go through the case, and that staff wins you can see how embarrassing it is. So we want to say both ways. I'll be out with three ways. The heads should read, the HR should read because they're going to advise both the heads and the staff, and the staff themselves should read because ignorance of the law does not excuse you. It does not exempt you from any punishment. So we want to say, please read the standing orders. We want to encourage you. Also, folks, this is the Civil Service Hour. You've been listening to us here from the Civil Service Agency. This has been the production of the Public Communications and Public Relations Unit of the Civil Service Hour. I've been the presenter, Joseph Ernest Swin, the head, and accompanied by Mistress Deodaria Siki. See you next time for the fresh edition. Bye.